Hello everyone. In this video I'm going to be talking specifically about how to answer your own call as a service facilitator. So one of the biggest things that we're encountering, not only for people that are starting to awaken into their own spiritual growth, or people who have just really kind of lived a physical reality, five sense reality, and now they're just starting to move into this. What's this all about? They may not follow a spiritual path, but they're still understanding more to the world. But this is more specifically talking to the people who have been doing this for a very long time. People who are just starting to get years of experience under their belt. And I have talked to a lot of these people, and a lot of people, are looking at me and they're saying, well, Brad, you must be very, very ultra sensitive to do all this work. This must take a great toll on you. And the honest truth is that with the abilities that I have, I'm able to turn them on and I'm able to turn them off. And I guess you could say I'm an energetically sensitive person, but I have met so many other people that are just ultra sensitive, that just blow me away with the type of abilities that they have. People who are just amazingly clairvoyant, people who are just able to see spirits around them. People who are able to hear them, people who are able to just receive this incredible amount of information, complicated mathematics, sacred geometrical patterns, people bringing in translations of other star languages onto this planet. We are surrounded by truly amazing people. How do these people get so amazing? When we look at the super sensitives, as I'll call them, what is it about them? How do they get so incredible with their abilities to be a seer, to be a great healer, a star language translator, advanced mathematics, sacred geometry? How do they get this? How is this so possible? It's because they've done one simple thing. They answered. And that's all you have to do, is you answer your call. You realize the potential of what you truly have, of who you truly are, and you'll be able to do all of these things and more. Each and every single one of us has a really powerful, amazing, incredible potential or potentials to ourselves. But what happens, though, is that reality itself becomes so alluring. We have a lot of demands upon ourselves. Here we are as super sensitives, and we have so many demands. Society wants us to go into high school and try and pick a career of only a very select few type of careers, support the pharmaceutical pharmaceutical injury industry, support the health industry, go into accounting, become a lawyer, etc., etc. And these really are not the type of careers that are appealing to super sensitives. Super sensitives want nothing to do with being a lawyer or an accountant or a tax attorney or whatever it is that is so highly prized in the form of standardized academic education. I didn't want any of that when I was in school. Hell no. None of that interested me, and this is why I was so bored with school and I couldn't stand it. And because I was bored with school and because I just really couldn't stand it, I was labeled as a person with severe ADHD or, maybe he's borderline autistic, whatever it is. The truth was, I was completely bored with school. It had no pure interest to me. Yet I went ahead and I got my grade 12 and then I went on to college and got a web design certificate and blah, 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 blah. And it was all fine and dandy. The whole idea is that none of that was my true calling. And I wanted to just kind of dance into these fields of marketing and sales and, all the typical, commendable business archetypes. And so what happens is that we get such a demand. We look into our parents, and our parents have such high expectations of us as well, too. We look into our best friends, our teachers, whoever it may be. And they have such high expectations of us as well too. And we fall right back into this grid. And it is a square grid. And that we have certain forms of demands and expectations, and that we have to live our life through proud morality and proud family value, etc. And we become more and more lost because this grid becomes our reality. It's all about functioning in the archetype of reality of a Western-based civilization. And it is one of the grandest illusions that you'll ever know. So, if we strip away the education, if we strip away the parental demands, if we strip away the societal demands, what do we have left? We have the little dot that represents ourselves. And that we just, again, do not realize the potential that we have, because how can we understand that which we do not learn? When you go to your elementary schools, you're not learning about psychic ability. You're not learning about the healing power of nature, the connection between the indigenous people and how they connected with the spirits of the earth, of the world, of the plants, of the animals, of other people, of the elements. We're not taught any of that. And so we cannot learn the potentials that we have. And this is why we wander around completely lost and confused. Because we have been so indoctrinated by drinking a glass that's filled with energetic oil and water. And that's what we've been used to. We're drinking oil and water contained in this glass. And this oil simply represents the idea of feeling that this is what we need to do in life. We need to have a 9-to-5 job. We need to be a tax attorney. We need to be an accountant. We need to be a lawyer. We need to be a registered nurse or a pharmaceutical dude, whatever it is. And those are the choices we get. We just get something that is putting you inside an office building, sitting in a cubicle 9 to 5, doing stacks and stacks of paperwork, working on a computer all day, and missing the world. Now again, for people who enjoy that, that's great. That's fantastic. Keep it up. But there are many of us who are, again, in the super sensitives, who really know that there's something more, that we're just contaminating ourselves with so much fear and so much anxiety that we don't know what's going on, what's happening. And that we're just looking to answer our own call. And the answer to our own call is much of our spiritual essence. Because here's the simple fact, that spirit itself will work with people that are very sensitive to understanding the way of spirit. And that's why so many people across the world are being chosen as these messengers, are basically being chosen as service facilitators to assist in healing. That's precisely why we're on this planet. To be on this world as an individual equals the point to heal. Earth requires healing. There's no doubt about that. That's a very big reason of why you're there, of why you're here. You're here because you're here to firstly heal yourself. And as you heal yourself, you're able to naturally radiate all that light, all those rays of consciousness to others. So you have to understand your own natural calling. And that a lot of people are contacting me and they just say, you know what, I don't know what to do anymore. I feel like I'm being overwhelmed. I get so many people coming to me, telling me all about their problems, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to fix their problems. And I say back to that person, because you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to fix their problems. All of these particular people are being attracted to you because you're attempting to resolve your own problems. They're all just reflections of yourself coming back to you, because there's still a lot of inner doubt, a lot of lack of self-confidence in regards to what you're doing. You don't let the answers come to you. You feel that you have to drown yourself in the oil and water bath that represents a lot of what we understand as the old cliche of modernized society. And so you have to start the healing process with yourself. This is mandatory. You have to do it. There's no other way around it. It's not about the idea that if I just forget about myself and I just go outside and I start helping other people to tie their own knots, well then I'm just getting bombarded by all of these people around me, and that they want to feel that they want to take advantage and that they want to swarm me, and I'm getting just constantly pummeled with all of these questions and all of these concerns. Can you make me feel better? Can you heal me? Can you, do something miraculous so that I don't have to deal with this crap anymore? No, I can't, and nobody can. Only you can. So you are the only one who can form the idea of what you would consider to be a miraculous transformation. Something that you feel is a cornerstone into the transformation into a whole new life. You have to be the person for that. Other people are just functioning together as catalysts. Okay? So again, if we have you here in the center, and that you have a person who is functioning as a really wonderful guide to you, they're helping you bring out so much light into yourself, and you have another person here who may be very skeptical. Okay? And he's just telling you the opposite, etc. All these people just represent a polarized state of shift that's happening, a transformation that's taking place, that you have your guide who's giving you a lot of love and a lot of support, helping you to understand your own abilities, and that you have the skeptic who makes you feel, oh, come on, come back to reality. What are you doing? What are you experiencing? Or what's going on? You're just continuing to explore all these different pieces, all these different catalysts in regards to you making a decision. But now, I'm going to see the middle ground. And now I'm going to let all these catalysts rearrange themselves because now I've made a choice. Blessings to you, skeptic, but I'm following my heart. I love what I'm doing. Everything that I have done enriches my spirit, enriches my soul, and I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to dance on the silver lining. Thank you so much, the guide, for bringing forward that information. Now I'm ready to take this to my next level on my own. I'm able to become more than the idea of an individual. I'm able to become a service facilitator, which is moving beyond the idea of an individual. Now, Adronis put it in a very, very interesting way in regards to past channelings. He says, when you look at the idea of individuality, you see three particular words that are just kind of compressed into that word. In divided duality. And so as long as you attempt to focus on the old modern world, then you're basically just going to continue to exist as an individual. You're going to live in an individuality-based lifestyle in a modern world. Okay, that's fine. But you're going to notice that as long as you continue to live as an individual, you are going to continue to attract chaos. Because chaos exists when we are completely uncertain of ourselves, when we are frantic, when we're constantly looking outside of ourselves for an answer, when we do not know who we are. We're in divided duality, and so we really cannot go inside ourselves. We simply stay immersed into the problems of the physical world. We stay immersed into the problems of the people that feel that they need to come to us because we have all the answers, we can snap our fingers and poof, all of a sudden they're healed and then they can go on their merry way. Everything that I offer simply is that as a facilitator, as someone who is being of service. There are no miracle cures to what I offer. There is no miracle healing to what I offer. Everything that comes together in regards to service is helping a person with a package and basically giving them the package of saying, well, in order for you to really benefit from this package, you need to unwrap it. You need to take the box off. You need to take the tools together and you need to make the journey. But this is just a simple little walkthrough template that can really help you move in that way. Because we've worked together, we've been able to understand each other's energy, and I feel this can be a really great benefit if you are willing to move into that level. That's the key. That's body regeneration healing. That's conscious matrix communication. That's channeling with Adronis, etc., whatever it may be. And now that person needs to make that next step. They need to follow exactly the decision process to unwrap that little bow. Take the box off, go through that walkthrough, and then being able to adapt it through themselves over time. So now they have functioned past an individual, and they are simply functioning together as service. And a lot of us will feel lost at times. This is just so hard. I don't know what I can do anymore. It's just, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And that's another thing in regards to becoming a service facilitator, is that we feel, what am I supposed to do? And again, that represents the idea of a morality-based question, because that's a question given by an individual. An individual life, what am I supposed to do? How is this going to help? This is just getting so hard. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. What I'm supposed to do. And so here we go again. As a human being, and that we are constantly sending out as well as receiving. And that we feel that we have to do so much with that energy. We feel that we have to, unleash it somehow. And just let that energy be in a continual state of doing. That's great. But really, when you're looking at a human being, there are two great ways to how we naturally function. The two L's. We love and we listen. It's not about feeling that you need to constantly be on the go, constantly feel that you have to do something, that you have to do something, that you have to do something. And when you're in that state of the do cycle, in this little hamster wheel of a circle, we feel that, again, we're just exhausting our energy. That if we're just going to keep doing these things, we're just running around in a hamster maze. We're going to keep feeling lost. And there will just be times where you just need to be put on pause and listen and love. And that's the key. Because we feel that we're just being steered into a particular direction. We've created an indoctrination based upon what we do. And as long as we continue to follow that indoctrination, as long as we continue to just do what we're continuing to do, without the ability of having that form evolve, then we're just running a hamster wheel. You're going to get exhausted. Your transformation as a service facilitator is constantly evolving. You are constantly evolving yourself each and every single moment. That for a while you may want to be, let's say for example, a Reiki facilitator. And that you've been doing Reiki non-stop and now business is getting really, really good, but now it's starting to get a little more redundant. And now you're just feeling exhausted and saying, doesn't this ever stop? Don't these people ever stop coming? They're constantly wanting healing. They're constantly just attracting all of this. And here I am doing the same thing over and over again. And here I am again just being challenged with all of these new ideas coming into my mind. And how can I fit that into my Reiki practice? What can I do to expand this further? And I got nothing. So what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Get off the wheel. And listen to what the thoughts are telling you. Listen to what your reality is telling you. We're all meant to evolve. We're all meant to adapt into other frequencies of expression. That when you're a healer, I'm not talking about just Reiki or shamanic healing or pranic healing or a medium or a psychic or a channel, etc. It's not just about that. And again, that's something that we categorize. They are all phenomenal aspects in that way. But there are many of us who are evolving past the systems. We're moving past the box of the theme to where there is a lot of infinite potential, but we're only able to see so much of that potential in that box. And there will be times where we now need to evolve and we need to adapt. we're going through what Adronis has referred to as an amalgamation effect. And we're constantly evolving. We're constantly transforming ourselves a great deal more. And so in order for us to transform and to evolve and to adapt, we need to move into new ground. And that's why I personally don't feel that there is a correct way, that there is no form in regards to how one can be of service. Service is a rainbow. It's a rainbow of opportunity. It's a rainbow of expression. It's a rainbow of growth. And that I do not feel that it's about any one system that is about your liberation. That's your key to evolving, advancing. I don't care how well of a shamanic practitioner you are, or a Reiki healer you are, or a medium, or a psychic, or a channel. That doesn't matter. It's about how you can combine all of these together by just taking morsels, taking pieces out of them, and functioning together as a service facilitator that has no boundaries, that I just don't know Reiki, that I just don't know shamanic healing, that I just don't know pranic healing, that I just don't know mediumship. I'm moving into the expanse of taking all of those aspects and integrating it into myself. I'm bringing the amalgamation effect into everything that I know I have capability to perform as a service facilitator, or as I refer to it as a conscious matrix communicator, just functioning with the matrix, because the matrix can take us anywhere. We can be anything. We can do anything. We can share anything. And that's the whole idea. You're looking to become a service facilitator. So the only time that we're getting frustrated, we're getting angry with ourselves because we're just beating our heads against the brick wall, trying to figure out what can I do? Here I am being of service to people and I still feel stuck. I don't have answers. What can I do? What's happening here? Again, you go back to pause. Okay? You go back, you hit that pause button, poof, and you let yourself float into the state of listening to yourself, because you have given a lot of love as service. But now you're starting to feel that you're just going into different avenues that do not represent yourself, and that you're going back into the hamster wheel. And this is it. We have to be very, very frequently aware of where we're directing our energies. And again, this happens to me. There's times where I feel I'm venturing off course from what I really want to naturally do. I get addicted at times to a lot of these systematic processes. Maybe I do too much channeling at a time, too much healing at a time, too much, online sessions when I want to look more into something local here. So there's times where I have to give myself pauses and just readjust and go to those different directions. I'm not, destroying or, throwing away any of the particular facets that I have always done, but it's just being able to govern your energy as a facilitator and just letting yourself hit that pause button and listen to yourself. Listen to spirit. Listen to your guides, whoever may be coming through, and just getting some really great inspirational energies coming through while you're in that state of pause. Okay? So when you're a service facilitator, you are open to all possibilities. You are constantly on the call to yourself as long as you learn how to listen, as long as you really just know how to take a pause out of reality and feel what you can do to reintegrate yourself. Okay? Systems can be great. Rituals can be great. But systems and rituals are meant to be surpassed. They only serve a function once you understand their concept, and then they're meant to be surpassed. And the whole idea of what we are attempting to function as is an anti-systematic system. And that's how we are, because we are utilizing many different systems, but we're anti-systematic because we're looking into the wide, infinite circle, so to speak, of all of these potentialities that can help us to grow and help us to expand. All right? So in conclusion, what do we do? What are we supposed to do? What is the answer? The answer starts with you as the human being. Because there is this big saying as well too that, well, as long as I just let the universe support me, I'm going to be okay. When the universe has my back, when life has my back, everything's going to be great. No, because that's putting yourself on an autopilot, right? because you still feel that, well, the universe is always going to take care of me. Even though if I feel down the dumps, even though I'm projecting all of these thoughts of confusion, of doubt within myself, oh, the universe is just going to take care of it. It's got my back. No. It starts with you. The universe, all it represents is a hall of mirrors. That's it. That's the universe in a nutshell. If you send out, okay, love here, that's great, but there's anger here, there's confusion here, there's doubt here, there's hesitation here, there's anger about the family, etc. All those are going to reflect back. Well, it doesn't look like the universe has your back, right? Because you're just creating more of that. You need to have your back. You need to be the epicenter to all that is your security, to all that is your stability, to all that is your love, to all that is your ability to listen, to all that is your value. It has to come from you. It cannot come from the universe. The universe does not have that ability to feel that it is a personal caregiver when you're not feeling like you need to have care brought upon you. Okay? It doesn't work that way. So again, science of the simple here. You really want to have love. If you really want to be in this beautiful epicenter where everything is starting to transcend, transform, you need to become the epitome of that. It's just that simple. You have to be the magnetic vibration of everything that you're willing to attract as a service facilitator by first being in service to yourself. Because there is nobody else on this planet but yourself. Everyone else is a mirror. Everyone else is in their own universe. You're in your own world. You're in your own universe. You have to be that magnetic facilitator. You need to know exactly when you need to be healed, when you need to be stabilized, when you need to be secure, when you need to be loved, when you need to listen. All those are coming through you. Make yourself your best friend. Make yourself the greatest ally. And as you start to do that, you will listen to the winds of change that come into your reality. And so it's all up to you. If you're able to transform yourself, the universe will represent that vibration of transformation, of replenishment, of love, of opportunity. But it needs to come through you first. So thank you very much for watching. Any questions in regards to this video, please feel free to contact me, info@consciousmatrix.com, and feel free to check out the website, consciousmatrix.com. Thank you so much. I'm Brad Johnson, and I look forward to talking with you again soon. Namaste. May it be well with you.